What up? It's your boy KxngAnon. Back to talk about something real quick. Uh, it's a subject I've been trying to avoid talking about just because it ain't worth talking about. But it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? The game. Los Angeles Compton rapper, Bompton rapper. You know what I'm saying? He a legend. You know what I'm saying? He been in the game since what, '03. The documentary. He got a lot of good albums. You know, he a great rapper. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you have to know what your place is and what to talk about and what not to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And for some reason, randomly, the game has been going on a press run, not about his project coming, but about how he feels about a person who has done nothing to him and has said nothing about him at all. You know what I'm saying? So the game, as you know, or if you don't know, have been running around pretty much saying, I'm a better rapper than Eminem. Eminem this, Eminem that. Don't nobody play him in the club. His record sales is fake. And this and that. Of course, you can feel, as far as I'm a better rapper than Eminem, as a rapper, as an MC, you're supposed to feel that way. But when you start going to random conclusions and like continuously walking around and just saying stuff about somebody, it's different. I'm pretty sure Eminem don't got no issue with you saying you a better rapper than me. You're supposed to feel like you a better rapper than me. But for you to go around saying his record sales is fake, he only got where he is because he white, this and that. What else he been saying? Nobody plays him in the clubs and this and that. First of all, how often do you hear Jay-Z played in the clubs? How often do you hear Kendrick Lamar played in the clubs? I don't go to clubs, but I know what artists are played in the clubs, especially nowadays. Nowadays, you're gonna hear Lil Baby, you're gonna hear Lil Durk, you're gonna hear Pooh Shiesty, you're gonna hear the club making rappers played in the club. Eminem does not make club music. Jay-Z usually, especially nowadays, don't make club music. Kendrick don't make club music. J. Cole doesn't really make club music. You may hear a little J. Cole because certain songs have that little bop, but naturally, you're going to hear the same 4 or 5 artists played in the club. Durk, Baby, probably the Babe. Like some of the biggest artists now, you might even hear Drake in the club because Drake got those club slow songs. But you're not going to hear Eminem in a club. You might not even hear The Game in a club. You know what I'm saying? Certain rappers don't make club music, and you can't say, oh, they not. What club do you go to that plays Tupac? Unless it's Tupac's birthday. Like the only time they'll play certain artists if that artist's birthday, that artist is in the club or something's going on. You know what I'm saying? New York, you may hear Jay-Z in a New York club. In a Los Angeles club, you're not going to really hear Jay-Z. You're not going to hear Biggie. You know what I'm saying? So like you got to kind of think of the type of music certain artists make and if that fits in the club. Nobody's going to play Rap God in the club. Nobody's playing Cleaning Out My Closet in the club. Those aren't club songs. So the fact that you're saying, oh, I don't hear him in the club, he not the greatest of all time because he don't get played in the clubs. So you gotta say the same thing about Jay-Z. You gotta say the same thing about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like what top tier lyricists, GOAT rappers are always played in the club? Lil Wayne made club music. He made club music, he made regular rap music. Lil Wayne made so much different types of music. You know what I'm saying? So you can hear Lil Wayne in the club. But you can't just hold everybody to, oh, if I don't hear you in the club, then you're not all that. There's millions of ways to make money off your music and to get your music played. You know how many movies I've heard with Eminem songs in it? You know how many times I've went into a Target or Rouse's, which is a grocery store in Louisiana, went to a Rouse's and heard Eminem music playing? You know how many times I went at the gym? How many times I've been to the gym with Eminem music playing? I usually have my earphones in, but I know Eminem songs, and I'm like, are they playing Rap God in the gym? Are they playing Survival in the gym? Are they playing? Eminem makes that type of music. He doesn't make club music. He makes gym music. He makes music that can get played in. Old Eminem wouldn't really make music that get played, but the newer Eminem, has certain songs that get played in grocery stores, that get played in Targets and in Rouse's and what's another grocery? Trader Joe's. He make that type of music. Ain't nothing wrong with that because guess what? He getting paid for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't say, oh, he not played in the clubs. He's played almost everywhere else except the clubs. I've heard Eminem music everywhere, at least once. You know what I'm saying? Gym, grocery stores, malls. Like, what do you want? Like, I don't hear the game music played. If I ever hear a game song, I'm listening to it myself. I don't hear nobody riding around bumping the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear people riding around bumping Eminem, but at the same time, I don't live in areas where people would be bumping Eminem. Ain't nothing wrong with that. His audience isn't in the area that I stay in. That's okay. But you can't fault somebody because they have a certain audience and they cater to a certain audience and they attract a certain audience and the music is played in a place that certain audience is in. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, it's just, the game is like every day or every week, he's just coming up with things for why he's just going after Eminem. And then, of course, the game already just lies for no apparent reason. So he's talking about, oh, I got paid for this, or oh, this person is. What he said? He said they paid me. He said 50 Cent paid me $1 million to stop saying "G you not" or something like that, or whatever it is. Like, the game not only is a compulsive liar, but he's a clout chaser. And me and my dad talked about this all the time. You too old for that. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is all right. It's what's the word? Acceptable from the 20, 22, 23, 24, 25-year-olds. The game has to be at 40. Knocking on 40 if he ain't 40 already. Why are you doing this? Besides for clout. You know what I'm saying? And when you really think about it, and I say this all the time, and game is a pure example of what I be talking about when I say, just because you in the streets, or because you gangbang, or because you do this or you do that, don't make you cool. Like, there's a lot of cornballs that gangbang. A lot of cornballs that, you know what I'm saying, that live that life. That don't make them cool. A lot of them are just cornballs protected by the gangs. And the game is an example of that. He lies for no apparent reason. He raps about, he name drops 1 million rappers in all his verses. You know what I'm saying? Like, he uses other people's names and other people's likeness to get attention on himself. And that isn't a new thing. The game has been doing that his entire career. Like, I still can't forget the line where he said, Whitney Houston told me to, what he said? Whitney Houston told me a bullet in the chest ain't enough to hold me back. Something like that, where it was like, Whitney Houston did not tell you that. Whitney Houston doesn't know you. You know what I'm saying? Even in his raps, he stretches the truth and he just throws people's names in it. Like, it's a fire line. But what he said, I came out that coma in 2001. Around the same time Dre dropped 2001. It sound cool, but 2001 wasn't dropped in 2001. So what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? The game always posting pictures of him with Tupac. Like, the game uses other people's celebrity and other people's likeness to elevate himself and to just do whatever. And now it's getting to the point where it's like, bro, you old now. You way up there now. You a veteran in the game. You a legend. You done proved that you could rap. You done proved this and that. You know what I'm saying? And yet you still continue to do the things that you were doing 20 years ago. And a lot of these videos be circling around saying, oh, when I was beefing with G Unit and Dr. Dre and all that, I made sure I was not going at Eminem because that boy a monster and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Now it's done changed. Of course, you kind of cleaned it up when you first started going to Eminem, when you said, at one point I thought Eminem was a better rapper than me, but I don't anymore. So yeah, it makes sense that you could go back. So that's kind of why I kind of look at people circling them clips around. Like, kind of funny because the game already said at one point I was pretty much scared of Eminem, but at this point I'm not anymore. That's fine. But you cannot go on a press run about a whole nother man and think that's cool and think that's okay. Him and Whack 100 go on entire press runs over other men. Whack 100 was doing a whole press run over Hassan Campbell. And whatever that situation was that just disappeared out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on with that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I caught up with it. I was watching it and then I just gave up on it because none of it made sense. Everybody's lying. Whack 100 and the game are pretty much the same person. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, like I said, the street dudes sometimes be the corniest ones, the most clout chasing ones. You know what I'm saying? And that is it's just crazy to see. Like, nobody at this point, at the rate that the game is going, what he thinks is going to happen is not going to happen. He thinks I go on this press run, about one of the biggest, and he said I'm one of the biggest rappers and the best rappers in the world. The game actually said that. When was the last time the game charted in the Hot 100? When was the last time the game was in any conversation of the top 10 rappers in the world right now? When we think of the top 10 rappers in the world, we think of Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake, Lil Baby, Da Baby, Lil Durk, top 10. Dang. I'm stuck. Who else? Lil Durk. I don't know who else I said. I forgot. You can even put Fabio Foreign as far as biggest rappers and best rappers in the game. You know what I'm saying? When is the game? The last time the game was in that conversation for real, was in 2005, 2006. That's a fact. Nobody ever. J. Cole, Kendrick Cole, and Drake have been in the top 10 rappers in the world for the past almost 10 to 15 years. Since what, 2011, 2012? 10 years. No one has ever said the game's name. Big Sean, people kind of debate about Big Sean. I guess I'll put him in that list. But he ain't really, you know what I'm saying? But the game ain't been in that list in a long time. Yet he keeps saying, I'm one of the biggest rappers in the world. I'm one of the best rappers in the world. According to whose criteria? When it comes to biggest, you got to have the numbers to show it. You ain't selling 200,000 first week. You ain't even selling, you might not even be selling 100,000 first week, 50,000 first week. So where are you just pulling these stats and these acclaims that you're giving yourself from? When was the last time you won a BET award? When was the last time you won a Grammy? When was the last time you was on a BET Cypher? When was the last time you did anything that made the culture talk about you besides when you dissed Eminem? The only time people really talk about the game is when he's saying things involving other people that are bigger than him. The last time I remember people really talking about the game before this Eminem situation was when he said that he had sex with Joe Budden baby mama years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like the only time the game gets any real talk on him is when he's randomly talking about somebody he should not be talking about. I think the same song he was talking about Kim Kardashian. Like, the only time people talk about you is when you're talking about somebody else. Otherwise, no one cares about you. Like, actually, another time people was talking about you is when you put out your album cover of you in the studio with about 10 pregnant women. Wasn't pregnant women? I think they were pregnant women. Like, did people really go and listen to the album? Was it Born to Rap? Not many people really went to the album. More people talked about the album cover than talked about the album. So it's like, at this point, you're only hurting yourself by doing these cloud chasing things. And we know you in a whole lot of legal trouble for this and that. So what you're really trying to do is get enough popularity and get enough eyes on you to bring in some money to pay for your lawyers and pay for this and that. And also the game says something about, I could have been a billionaire, but I ain't want to be. How, game? Feel like Kanye was how? You ain't got the answers, game. How could you have been a billionaire, but you ain't want to be? In what ways, what things could you have possibly done that have made you and has put you in the same conversation as P. Diddy, as Dr. Dre, as Jay-Z, as Kanye West, as LeBron James, as Tiger Woods? What could you have possibly done that would have put you in that conversation? Tell me. And the fact that, I didn't feel like it. Come on. All the legal trouble you in right now, you should have definitely felt like being a billionaire to pay for all these lawyers and stuff. Like, come on, gang. But that's it for me. I just had to go on this little rant. The game been getting on my nerves. Every time I get on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram, I see another clip or another article about some bullshit that the game is saying. And I'm just like, why? Like, you're getting more popularity for this than your album. I'm telling you, when Drillmatic drop, it's not going to do that good. Because the game is becoming, this is always the biggest issue. When you outside your music becomes more popular than your music, people don't care about your music. This is what happened to Jack Harlow. Everybody was saying Jack Harlow's going to do this, Jack Harlow's going to do that. Jack Harlow's big, he's popular, his personality is good, blah, blah, blah. But then when the music came, people was like, nah, the music ain't hitting. And it didn't sell what they thought it was going to sell. He still did good. He still sold over 100K, but people was projecting 200, you know what I'm saying? A high 100 at least. he sold like 120 or something like that, because his outside of music personality is more popular than his music personality, and it's more entertaining than his music personality. You know what I'm saying? And that's a common thing that's going on with a lot of artists. They got people, they got women and artists with millions of Instagram followers, but cannot sell 1 million records. That's a fact. And the game is just making himself more and more of a victim of that, because the game got a good following. The game make decent music. The game is a great rapper. But guess what? Them followers and that music, it don't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even. Very few rappers, popularity and music match. You know what I'm saying? Drake, like some of the biggest artists, Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Artists like that, where you guarantee that however many people follow you, that same amount of people is going to stream your music. You know what I'm saying? Drake got maybe around 100 million followers. I got to check. But Drake got a whole lot of followers. I'm pretty sure most of his followers is going to listen to his album when it drops. He breaks Spotify every time he drop an album. You know what I'm saying? But that's it for me. I'm going to get out of here. Game, stop it. Focus on your music. Do a LA Leakers. Do stuff to show us that you can rap and that you really as good as you say you is. Stop talking. If you talking about rap, then rap. Stop talking about rap and rap. I'm not going to walk around going everywhere saying, I'm the best rapper in New Orleans. Ain't nobody messing with me. I'm dropping songs. I'm dropping freestyle. I'm going crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm recording. I'm putting music out to show, hey, look, I could kind of, you know what I'm saying? But listen to the bar, listen to the flow, listen to the rhyme schemes and all stuff like that. I'm showing you I can rap. I'm not just going to keep talking about how I'm the best rapper in the world and I'm the biggest rapper in the world. You are not the biggest rapper in the world. You know what I'm saying? But that's it for me. I'm out. You got to know your place. You know what I'm saying? Know your place. You can say I'm the best rapper. That's always subjective. But when you start about biggest and greatest and this person ain't shit and this and that, you got to back up. You got to back it up. You know what I'm saying? But that's it for me. I know I keep saying that, but I'm out. Too sweet. Deuces.